Hello folks, I'm standing right outside the greenhouse, and of course you can see the garden here, and you can see we've had 2 weeks of frost, and the one night the frost, the first couple didn't damage the blue basils, but we had one night that my wife says the radio said 20 degrees, so that did it in. You can see all the blue basil is dead, and the bees are over. I've been putting, last weekend I was so busy, I tore the bees hives apart at all the locations, and until it was all said and done, I just did not get enough time with all the work I had to get done to give you an update. But you can see the death and destruction that cold causes. This weekend I started to wrap the fig tree so it survives the winter, and not everything is hit hard. You can see along the edge here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the celeries look, well, there's a celery, and it didn't hurt that at all. Let's zoom out there a little bit. There's celery all along there, and even along this little round garden here where the bees are still active. It is very cold today, but I have a bucket of sugar syrup I didn't get all put out, and they're after it. Okay, I'll turn around here, and if I can, here's another thing I did this weekend. I came home Friday after work, and I hauled 17 buckets, 16 5-gallon buckets and one 6-gallon bucket, so 17 buckets of walnuts. 5 was for a friend, and this is what you have for 12 buckets of walnuts. That there is 12 buckets of walnuts, and it would be the equivalent of maybe a 5-gallon bucket and a half. I don't think it's going to be much more than that. I make wire baskets to dry them, and what I do is I haul them out with my 0-degree turn mower, because it spins the wheels on them and it hauls them out real good, and then I wash them with the pressure wash. And that a lot of people have problems with the tannin being so high in the walnuts, and you can see these walnuts don't look black anymore. They kind of look whitish. And if you can get rid of the stuff from the hull before it gets soaked into the nut, your nut meats will be lighter too. Okay, we'll go over here. That was one of the things I didn't know if I was going to get done to have any time today to get into the greenhouse. I'm sorry, I just kicked the thing. And here you can see, of course, the peppers are there, and the beans over there. I don't know if we can see what I can do here. You can see some blooms on them. I think I wished I would have put some lime on this soil mix. It's a lot of peat, and the beans like a slightly calcium-rich more alkaline soil. At least that's my experience, and cabbages too. And but you can see this stuff is coming along quite nicely. Zoom out here so I can get it. Been eating strawberries right along. Right there at the heat port coming in from the wood stove. The stuff did not survive. New Zealand spinach is getting larger, and of course down at that end there's, I don't know if you can see them or not, but see if I can zoom in there. Got a nice strawberry right there. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, but anyway, I get myself a couple mouths full of strawberries. I see I have some the Thai red chilies are blooming, and I have green Thai red chilies. I don't know if they'll make it. My wife likes to munch them down green with stuff. And of course, and then over here on this side, I don't get a lot of time now because I'm working 8 hours, and I get off at get off at 2, and now they monkeyed with the clock. I had a few hours of daylight, but there you can see my electric back up there. And I'm going to get 2 or 3 more tubs, and that's going to be my hydroponic lettuce and bok choy, however you say that. And of course the sunflowers are drying nicely. The backs are still a little pulpy yet, but anyway, that's the update in the greenhouse and what's around the Parker homestead. Of course, the basils and stevia, I ate some of that today while I was working on it. Here are doing quite well, and try to think what else. The figs down there at the end are looking nice. The ones on the bush out in the garden, well, they didn't make it. They all fell off. I had to build myself some sort of a house around it sometime in the next year, so that when we get to the end of the season it has just a little bit more time. Did walnuts, firewood, getting ready for the cold. We've been burning steadily now all day, and as I said, it's cold. I can't believe the bees are out working, but they're in that I'll pause this and I'll go show you a clip of the bees. Hello. I standing here beside my butterfly bush, and right in the herb bed where and you can see the raspberries have lost their foliage. But I wanted to give you a clip of the quince tree, but I wanted you to be able to. A lot of people have asked about the turnips and commented about them, and so I'm standing in the garden where you can see where the tomatoes were, and of course the fruit trees have lost their foliage, but you can see these the turnips and are very, very, very high. If you can just, well, you see against what they're against, but the key to turnips is getting them when they're cool. A lady at work told me I don't like turnips, and she said my husband or my boyfriend does. And I brought her a grocery bag, took her a grocery bag, and she said to me the other day, she said, "Man, they're really good." And I said, "Well, the secret to growing turnips is that you grow them on poor ground. You don't want ground that no nitrogen at all, no fertilizer. They get bitter, they get bitey, and the other thing is growing them when it's cool. And I had one earlier this year that I thought was cool enough, and it was very burny. And she said, "Man, that was really good. It's almost like eating an apple. They're even somewhat sweet." So if you follow those rules, my father had the farm, and he planted a lot of fall turnips and sold turnips. But that's the secret to the turnips. And of course, that's a look at the garden. Okay, we're here at the sugar bucket, and there are not as many here. It's pretty late in the day, but you can see, and it is cold, and they're here. They were in my truck. I had this bucket in the truck. I thought I'd keep them out, but they found their way in. But you can see there's quite a few here. All right, thanks for watching. May the Lord bless.